Hi, and welcome to Jeremy's Tech Channel. And today we're going to talk about 5 things you should not do when you have a problem in Linux. I made a good amount of mistakes as I've been learning Linux, and I'd like to save you some time. So if you're new to Linux, here are some don'ts that you need to know. I'm willing to be transparent and a little self-deprecating, but I think it will help. So number 1, don't just try to install Linux without research. This is already embarrassing for me. My first go at installing Linux, I tried to install Linux on an old laptop and to give myself an understanding of how it works. It sounds logical, right? I found an ISO, put it on a USB drive, and got going. But I didn't know that if safe boot isn't disabled, you won't be able to install. Some of you are like, why didn't you know that? Because I didn't do my research. I spent way too much time just trying to figure that one out. Go ahead and watch YouTube videos. Use search engines on your web browser to find this stuff out. Use the live USB environment. Use virtual machines. Don't just go into it and put it on a vital piece of hardware without doing your research. I'm a little embarrassed about that one, but I don't think I'm the only one who just went in and thought, oh, it'll be easy. I know what I'm doing. Well, guess what? I did not. And that's why I suggest sandboxing, if you will, with a virtual machine. I know you can put an ISO on a USB and create that and boot up in the system and get a sense of it. But for me, I was able to go through and find 5 or 6 distributions, put them on a virtual machine, and see what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. Number 2. Don't just use anything you see on the internet. And what I'm specifically talking about is if you're having an issue, getting an error or something like that, don't just search generally. There are so many distributions that the solution for that distribution may not work for yours. Linux is moving so much, even a 2-year-old forum solution may not give you what you need. Try using forums or Reddit channels for the distribution you choose. I had Bluetooth issues, and if I just would have read the statement from my distribution on their website, I would have had it enabled and working in less than 5 minutes. Instead, I wasted 45 minutes because I was just thinking it was a general Linux issue. Here is EndeavourOS's forum, and it's great. I can search here, and when I have an issue, I search in the EndeavourOS forum, or I search the Arch Wiki or something with Arch, because those 2 sources I know are going to be up to date and with the system that I use. If you're using Ubuntu or something like that, you need to use that. Here also is an installation guide from Linux Mint team themselves. They walk you through everything you need to know to get that install done well. You should be equipped to be able to do this. Don't do what I did. Number 3, don't just agree or disagree to something without knowing what it is. What I mean is when you're installing software or doing an update or changing something with a text editor, make sure you know what you are doing, what the system is asking you. Don't just say yes when the terminal asks you, are you sure? Don't just assume it's going to work. So much documentation, so little time, I know. This is why people end up saying, read the manual. And it's true to an extent, but there's so much information. I understand it's hard to sift through what you need. You don't even always know what to look for. I agreed to something when I was updating my video drivers for the first time and borked my system. But if I had just read what it was asking me, I wouldn't have somehow installed 2, aka keeping the older driver running as well as the newer one. I have no idea how I did that. That's all on me. Thank the Lord for Time Shift. Time Shift really gave me the opportunity to roll back. So if you don't have Time Shift set up, you can set it up with this wizard here and really get a sense of how you want things to be installed, what things are going to be taken care of, when it's going to be scheduled. You can change those things and they'll be taken care of without much thinking at all. And I was able to roll back because I had set up time shift. Thank you, time shift team. Number 4, don't forget to back up. Time shift is there for you. Use it. And number 5, don't just distro hop when you have a problem. I moved away from Endeavor OS and went to 3 other distributions because I thought the issue I was having with the audio in DaVinci Resolve was how the distro handled audio routing. It wasn't. It was my issue, which I was able to address with a script. I was able to go back to Endeavor OS. It never was the distro in the first place. So I wasted a week of my time because I thought the issue was Pipewire, Pulse Audio. And really what was going on was DaVinci Resolve uses ALSA, and it needs to be able to connect in with whatever you're using, Pulse Audio or Pipewire. And then on top of that, I was recording on an iPhone. It uses AAC for the audio codec. DaVinci Resolve doesn't like that. I got a script going, and every video I did with that, I started the script, used FFmpeg to change the audio, took 10 seconds to do, and I was on my way. But I decided that distro hopping was the solution. And I don't think I'm the only one who's ever done that. Today, you got to see some of the problems that I've had and hopefully given you some ideas for solutions and what you should do. Look, I had a smooth experience getting myself going in Linux. I really have. But I would have been moving and rocking and rolling a lot quicker if I would have just taken these 5 steps to heart. Thanks for joining me today. See you later.